My friends, welcome. We are here to celebrate the premiere of The Bad Batch and everything that entails. So, welcome to everyone who is here and has joined us early. We decided to start the stream a little bit early because Chrome can't stay super late tonight. He has got a life. So,
I'll accept those charges.
So we're here a little bit early so we can get our chat with the chat. We'll still have to do a little bit of post-op.
Oh yeah, we'll absolutely still do post.
But
you know,
we gotta make
whatnot.
sure. It's funny, the timing was just so perfect. Right as the stream started, my 3D print stopped.
Oh,
Beautiful.
beautiful.
So this is.
They can't see you. The camera didn't move.
Well, I gotta get it. This is the start of an ID-10 tactical droid. It'll end up being 2 prints, but you can see we got some legs here. This will be the inner body. We got the hands. Got more hands. So yeah, that'll be part 1. I don't want the 3D printer running while we're watching the stream, do I?
Yeah, start it afterwards.
Started at, well, here is Chrome being the reasonable person. Well, I'm like, 3D
Start it
prints
now.
take 6 days. I want to start it right now so that it's done sooner. Because yeah, so that one took. Yeah, that was my own voice. So that one took about 27 hours. No, not quite. That one took not quite that. I think that one took about 20 hours, and the next one will take about 3 days and 16 hours.
Something like that.
And that'll be for the head of the tactical droid. So that's gonna be a mess. Oh man, we already lost someone in the chat. Oh, we only have 1 viewer.
Bill's having. Maybe it's me.
Oh, it could be you.
No, it's not me because Calig's here with me.
Okay.
So
That's weird that it says we only have 1, but you're also watching.
me and Calig are here.
Hello,
Bill
Calig.
just said he had an issue.
Okay, so that was probably who we lost. It was probably
Yeah.
just Bill, because we only lost 1. So Big Z is Revan. Yep, you know it. That's why I got the mask here, and I got the lightsaber here, and now I am Revan. Well, no, I'm not wearing clothes that I can look appropriately like Revan right now. Revan robes are somewhere on the list. Right now I'm working on my proprietary Inquisitor helmet, which Chrome was helping me design a little bit earlier. He was advising.
I try my best.
And we've got, like I said, the ID-10 tactical droid's going to be on the 3D printer. I do have this balaclava, which helps with the Revan helmet. So I put this on, and then I put the Revan mask on, and then I can put a hood up. Granted, it's not a red hood, but it's a little bit better because now you can't see my neck.
You need to get like a lav mic.
No, I did.
You did?
Well, wait, is that like a voice modulator?
No, a lav mic is, you know, like during interviews, the tiny little mic that like attaches to your shirt.
Oh, okay.
Install one in your helmet.
Right.
That way, when you're speaking, you are muted.
Oh, I
or
see.
muffled.
Sorry, I was out of camera. No, so I did get one of those. I actually might still have it somewhere. I'll have to find it. But I got something that it comes with a voice modulator, which will make it sound like I'm wearing a helmet in Star Wars. So it'll take my voice and it'll put it out through a speaker. So I'm excited about that. But I need to find the mic because I've cleaned my shed a couple times since I left. Because the modulator came broken, so I had to send it back. Oh no, we had up to 3 viewers at one point. Now we're back down to 2. Needs Revan robes and his second hilt, the red one. Yeah, the red Revan hilt is a little bit low on my priority list, so the next hilt showing up will be, I can see your messages, Bill. Yep. So my next hilt will be one that is needed for the fan film. I probably shouldn't say which hilt it is. We'll say this. So there are no returning characters in the fan film. They will be all original characters, all characters created by me.
What about Krennic?
Krennic will not be in the fan film.
But you like Krennic.
I love Krennic. That doesn't mean I love Revan and I love Count Kestis. That doesn't mean they're gonna be in the fan film.
Yeah, no, I think it's better to do all original characters.
All original
we don't want to
characters.
mess with the.
No,
We don't
and
want to
plus,
start
I
touching the canon.
whether or not I can monetize the fan film with all original characters is iffy.
Yeah.
If whether I can monetize the fan film with any returning characters is an absolute negative.
All right.
So guaranteed cannot monetize if I use any already licensed characters. So it's iffy right now. I'll take iffy over a definite no. But so be all original characters. But even that being said, this lightsaber that I'm needing for the fan film is a very. It needs to be a very specific lightsaber.
Summon saber. Would it be recognized?
It would be recognized, absolutely.
It's a recognizable saber.
It's a recognizable saber. And it needs to be in there.
So it's not a completely original saber.
It's not a completely. It can't be a completely original saber.
It can.
It can't be a completely original
see,
saber.
I'm learning things here too.
Yep.
Now we're talking about, your fan film.
Yep.
That I'm not allowed to be
I
in.
didn't say that.
I keep saying it though, so it makes it true.
You're not allowing yourself to be in it.
I told you what I can do,
You can be the stormtrooper that bonks their head.
and I can do voiceover.
Why? So why are you okay with voiceover but not being in it? Because, so my whole thing was, everyone has to audition, even if they're friends.
Yeah.
That's my thing. It's like, no one can be in it just because they're my friend. I think that's something that some fan films get really wrong, is that you can tell some people are in it and because they have connections to the people making the fan film, and you're like, yeah, you're not cut out for this, are you?
It is because I've seen Anthony Hopkins act in even the most simple situation. And,
Like bedtime stories?
And I watched. At some point in time, I'm gonna make you watch the clip of Anthony Hopkins in Westworld.
Okay.
It's a great clip. It's literally just about his acting.
I feel like you've shown me this, but I am having trouble remembering it, so...
Basically, what he does is he recites the lines 1,000 times until, because he's a big person on no improv for some reason.
Right.
But he's like, I need the character I'm in to match what they would improv is the thing that is set in script. And so he plays, the way he plays with the script
Yeah.
is
And see, that's-
so dynamic
Yeah.
and well done that
And I
would-
think there's validity in a lot of approaches, because you look at him in, like, let's just take MCU examples.
Yeah.
Him and Thor.
Yeah, when he's playing Loki.
No, he does not play Loki. He plays
He
Odin.
plays Loki.
He plays Odin.
Anthony
Anthony Hopkins, you said.
Anthony Hopkins plays Loki for a
Odin.
brief period of time.
He plays Odin.
He plays Loki.
Okay, okay.
You know the point I'm talking
Okay,
about.
okay, in Ragnarok. Okay.
Ragnarok, he plays Loki for a brief period of time, and
Okay, let's talk Thor 1.
I'm talking about. I think Ragnarok is like a great example of like what he can do.
No, you're right. But let's just talk MCU Phase 1.
Where he is number one. He is playing Loki, pretending to be Odin,
And he does it well.
and he does it well. And when he gets caught, he plays being being Loki as Odin in Odin's body really well.
He
And,
does.
Like, I think that is sort of like the crux of what Anthony Hopkins does well.
No, yeah, you're right. So, but like, let's just talk Thor 1 versus Iron Man 1.
Yeah.
Okay? Completely different acting approaches. Where Odin, you really don't feel like he's an actor. You really do feel like the things he's saying about Asgard and its people, whatever, are just natural to him.
Yeah.
Compare that to Iron Man,
Mm-hmm.
who most of the movie is improv.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did you know that about Iron Man 1?
Yeah. Yeah.
Most of Iron Man 1 is improv. Very, like, I think maybe 2 written lines made it in word for word in the whole movie. The movie was pretty much written as like a bullet point outline, and they were just like, oh, say something about the fact that you're wearing a low-cut dress. What would you say in that situation? You know? And so, like, that approach tends to be the one I lean towards, like, just how would I talk about this, you know? Whereas, but the thing is, that doesn't work if you're not a, let's just say, a Shakespearean person.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Whereas Odin speaks in a Shakespearean way.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, if you're not a Shakespearean person, you can't improv Shakespeare.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty rough.
It's yeah. So you would need to take the Anthony Hopkins approach.
Mm-hmm.
I almost said Anthony Daniels, but that's
Anthony
C-3PO.
Daniels.
So you need to
You're
take.
not allowed to be a hero.
You're gonna be a coward.
You're a coward.
So you got to take the Anthony Hopkins approach if you're playing a Shakespearean character. If you're playing a character, but like, and also a lot of it depends on your own acting ability.
I have a quick question.
Hold on, I'm gonna check chat. You hold on to that question. I'm seriously being screwed right now. My internet is out for the same
It
reason.
looks like he's back.
Yeah, it looks like you're back. Steel Sean's XR Coons. It is not either of those lightsabers. This is seriously non-wizard right now.
Who has the coolest lightsaber, and why is it too cool?
I've got a full video on why it's Dooku's.
Sorry, I'll put it back.
I'll say that my favorite straight hilt single blade is probably Cal Kestis, but then my second would be Revan's.
I don't know. Ribbons is a pretty hard. What's Cal Kestis's look like?
Chat, you know what it looks like. I'm gonna pull it up on Google Chrome for Chimera Chrome. Oops, sorry.
Cal Kestis's saber. You know what? That's. I was having a hard time imagining something better than that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's better than that.
I don't either, but
I can understand why you would pop it to the top of your list.
it's very near the top of my list at the very
Yeah.
least.
As
Revan's
a straight hilt saber,
right. Straight hilt single blade.
straight hilt single blade, I understand.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't
either.
I don't know.
I go back and forth.
But because it's very hard. That is a great.
Isn't this one
that is a cool saber.
Yeah.
But
And especially like you look at it and you're like, oh, that wouldn't be comfortable to hold, and then you get in your hand and you're like, oh no, this is the most comfortable to hold. Like,
I have the power.
and
Sorry,
what I'll
that's
say
a
though
little bit for
too,
you.
so you gotta be careful with this one because this one needs gluing.
Yeah.
Because this one, the Sifo-Dyas lightsaber kind of feels like, so if this is Thorn, this is Rose. You get my reference?
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about.
But do you see though how the two, like how this is the Rose to that Thorn?
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it.
Qui-Gon's is pretty good too.
I don't know that one off the back of my hand. Yeah. Oh,
You gotta
no.
hold the button.
Yeah, Qui-Gon is pretty okay. A-okay.
The Revan. Oh, I keep getting out of the camera.
Revan is real good. Nah, yeah. I get it.
I put him in a conundrum.
This is pretty. This is A plus. This is S. This is S.
That's the S.
This is well done.
Yeah.
In every sense.
Callig is probably pretty stoked right now because that lightsaber was designed for Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Wield the best lightsaber. It's gonna be. I think the only way I could be convinced of a better saber is if it had more prongs.
If it had more prongs.
But even then, I might be like, no, too many prongs. You know.
No, 3 is the right number of prongs. I've seen sabers with 2, like Darth Malgus's lightsaber has these 2, basically axe blades.
I would be almost convinced of like.
Have you seen? Oh, I gotta show you.
4 or 5.
I've seen them with 4 and 5. It doesn't look as good as I want it to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you Malgus's lightsaber. It's got like these cleavers on it.
Obi-Wan's Return of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith lightsaber will always be the coolest one to me, says Bill.
Yeah, that one's pretty good. I really like the way that one looks.
I do
I
like
don't like
Obi-Wan.
holding that one.
I do like Obi-Wan's
Yeah,
as a whole.
I do too. This is Malgus's lightsaber.
Eh.
It's got these big old cleavers on it.
That's pretty cool. But what's... Like, that's it needs, like...
For me, it looks top heavy.
Sure, but pull back,
Cal Kestis?
No, give me the
Oh, give you the Revan?
saber. Like, the Revan saber has the elements that pull down
Yeah.
and into the hilt.
Yeah.
And, like, the fact that those still, like, are comfortable
Yeah.
and usable, like, that's what makes it for me.
Right.
It's like, oh yeah, no, that has a cool top, but it doesn't pull into the rest of the lightsaber.
Yep. It looks detached. It looks like an accessory that you
Yeah.
mounted onto it.
Which is cool.
Right.
Like, I'm not gonna say it's not cool,
But it
it's
lacks.
very
It's
cool.
not a homogeneous design.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
not like
Not like the Revan.
Revan saber, which like it feels unified.
Yeah.
And
There's a thesis, if you
Yeah.
will. There's a. Oh man, I just love this one. I think I want a new finish on it because what I love about my Qui-Gon replica, the finish is super. Like it's got this. It almost feels like steel in your hands. It's not. I've tested it against magnet. It's not steel, but it feels like it. Whereas this, you feel and you're like, yeah, that's aluminum, you know. And that's the manufacturer. That's not the design. But the saber. Here's another hint. The saber I got for the fan film is from Corbanth.
well, now they're gonna guess it.
No, the Corbanth has a few sabers.
They'll just list them all.
This one might be out of stock now, as of yesterday. I checked.
They'll
It's out of
list
stock.
them all. I believe in you, chat.
You gonna try to figure out what saber I've got in my fan film? Let's see. Darth Malgus is a close second. Oh, Bill says Malgus is his second favorite lightsaber. Close to Obi-Wan's. The power of RJR has blessed my internet. Proof that he is not Heresy Callig. Malgus looked like it has 2 knives. Fitting for someone like Malgus. No, it's very fitting for Malgus's character. I think that Malgus, like there are some lightsabers that you see, and you're just like, that fits the person holding it.
Yeah.
Malgus, like, if you were to guess Malgus's personality based on his saber, you'd knowing nothing about it, you'd probably be right. You could beat someone to death with just the cleavers. For me, the button placement on Malgus is the turnoff. Okay. And Calig has a guess on which saber I bought. And Calig, I can neither confirm nor deny the correctness of the guess that you have
That means
posed.
it's correct. Every time someone says that, it means you're right. Callie, I just want you to know that this is all of my wisdom, the wisdom of my years, says that if they're saying that, you're right.
So yeah, so my fan film, I have to have a very specific saber style. I got one, and it's gonna be great. I'm really excited.
Eric Chung is in the chat.
Eric Chung, you're back. He was here earlier before the stream started, and now you are back. Welcome, my friend. Also, I've begun 3D printing props because they take forever, and so for the amount of props I want to, because I want to use a lot of practical effects in my fan film.
Sure.
So, things like, hey, if we have a TIE fighter flying over the area where the characters are, I want to make a TIE fighter model, and I want to record it moving, or at least have the camera moving away from it, and then impose that over the scene. Like, I don't want to CG a TIE fighter in there. There are some great fan CGs. Oh wow, we went down to one viewer like instantly. What happened? We went from 4 to 1.
Still
We lost 3 people in 1 second. Anyway.
They hopped off YouTube to look for a second on the website.
Anyway, so this here, if you can see it, is a like one of those droid terminals. It hasn't been painted yet, but we got some shapes like this that'll go in there, and it spins around. We'll mount that on a doorway somewhere. And this print here took 27 hours to make. 3D printing is ridiculously time-consuming. I've got a second printer coming in July. It's just a very long wait for it to get here. And so then I'll have 2 printers running to make all the props. Because I looked at the helmet that I was designing specifically for this fan film. The print time was around 11 days. So it was 8 before I added supports. So I can either print it in 8, but it'll collapse in on itself while it's printing,
That's no good.
or 11, and it'll be like set. So there's that. All right, let's see. Another wild card is a Shared Hetz Jedi lightsaber. Oh wait, I used to know what that one looked like. Hold on.
Well, that's deconfirmed right off the bat.
Oh yeah, that one is interesting. Yeah, it's got the little stuff on it. That's pretty cool. I think he's the one who became Darth Krayt, but I'm not sure. We went down to 1 and then back up to 4 viewers like instantly.
I said they were looking online.
Satele Sean's sparring lightsaber from the cartel market is good. Yeah, half of her double hilt. Yeah, no. I mean, Satele Sean's is just a great looking lightsaber too. It's very ornate. I'd say the problem I have with their sparring lightsaber is it looks off balance, and that's a big problem that I tend to have with double-bladed lightsabers that are cut in half. I like a big pommel. I like it to flare back out at the bottom, kind of like this. The Revan lightsaber has this flare at the bottom, and then you've got this small protrusion at the bottom for the actual pommel. Qui-Gon's is different because Qui-Gon's is pretty straight across the whole thing. It doesn't flare out for the emitter or the pommel. But that's just a common preference I have. Eric Chung says, huh? But I don't know what he's saying huh to. Bill says he'd be down for voice work with this film. Just point where I need to showcase my voice. You know what? So as we get closer, when we actually have the script finalized, because right now we've got the plot finalized. We're gonna get the script finalized soon. I will be opening it up to auditions for voiceovers.
Bill, what you can do is read all of Viper's lines from Titanfall 2. That's what you can do.
The skies belong to me. I've got good tone.
I've got good tone, Violet.
Skies belong to me. What else does he say?
555?
555.
I don't know.
That'd be great. I want to open up auditions for voiceovers to the fans. That'd be pretty cool. So let's see. Okay, so it's 11:48. We got 12 minutes, but I'm gonna just check Disney Plus because you never know. And I'm assuming Bad Batch will be its own series. I'm assuming it won't be a new season for The Mandalorian. It's not up yet, but I am assuming it's going to be its own series. We do have some rules for the drinking game and some... Oh gosh. Okay. That's annoying. You'll have to forgive me, people. Okay, do we still have... Do we have sound right now? Hello? Okay, so, audio input. You'll have to forgive me, people. Okay, do we still have... Do we have sound right now? Okay, good. Okay, so hold on 1 second, chat. I realized what it is when I went to drinking game rules. Sorry, I'm going to fix the sound on that page. It's going to take a second. You will have no sound when I go back there. Hold on. Okay, we should have sound now. I'm sorry, guys. So, I haven't used the drinking game rules since Mando season, and I have recently updated my mic setup. So that meant that...
sounds like it's still muted.
It shouldn't be now. Okay, we should have sound now. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, so I recently updated my mic setup, and I didn't change the settings for the drinking game rules page. I'm sorry. We're going to go over it real quick because we already went through it. So for my predictions, 1, we'll have 1 mission before Camino, no more than 1 mission. I believe that Camino is where the Empire is going to announce itself, and that's where the Bad Batch is going to depart. But I believe we're going to have 1 establishing mission. Your first was a Vietnam callback.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yep.
My second was that Crosshair is at odds with the Bad Batch, to which you said that you would only accept him being at philosophical odds with them, not just him arguing with them, because that's what he does.
Or no, you said defects to the Empire, right?
That's later.
What is written on the screen?
Crosshair is at odds with the Bad Batch, because this episode, I don't think he's going to defect the Empire. I just think they're setting it up.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
That's weak. That's on the same level as Wrecker being a child.
Well, that's a drink.
But yeah.
No, okay, because I think it's going to show a philosophical difference between Crosshair and the Bad Batch, because I do think that Crosshair is going to defect, just not this episode. Yours was Bad Batch is told to war crime.
Yep. Yep, they're going to be told to do an evil thing.
Yep. And so the last 2 predictions are kind of at odds with each other, and so they're going to persist until one of us is proven right. But I believe that the Bad Batch will defect before they are told to do a mission for the Empire. No missions for the Empire. And you believe that they will do 1 mission for the Empire.
Yeah, that's the evil thing that they're going to do.
That's the evil thing that they're going to have to do. Okay. So the drink game rules. Wrecker is actually just nothing more than a giant baby. Anytime Wrecker does not exceed the emotional equivalent of a 5-year-old, we have to drink. Anytime someone says the Bad Batch is special or any variation thereof, like unique or whatever, we have to take 1 drink. Any reference to CT-9904, otherwise known as 99, we have to drink 1 drink. Deep lore or legends reference, we're going to keep that in there, even though we don't anticipate being as prevalent as it was during The Mandalorian. Anytime Crosshair flicks his toothpick, that's going to be 1 drink. Starting the 2 drinks. Anytime there's a Rambo reference, Chrome, you're going to be the one who's pointing those out, because
I'll look for Rambo.
Chrome is the Rambo expert as opposed to me.
I wouldn't say expert.
Anytime there's a Bad Batch action shot, basically any shot you could put in a trailer, a poster, shot that shows them looking super cool, it's going to be 2 drinks. Starting at the finish our drinks, these are basically predictions that we weren't courageous enough to actually put in our predictions, so we have to finish our drink, but we still want to say we called it. So number 1, Death Star reference. Number 2, Dark Troopers. Number 3, Crosshair is a traitor. Because yes, I believe that Crosshair will betray the Bad Batch at some point during this series. I do not think it'll be this episode. My guess is either episode 2 or episode 3 that Crosshair will join the Empire. And I do believe he will become the primary antagonist for the show. the reason it's on Finish Your Drink is because I'm not calling it for episode 1. So
Yeah.
it's a Finish Your Drink right now. All right, cool. Guys, let me know your predictions down in the comments below and what you think of our predictions. Sorry we had no sound for almost that entire time. Reference to Vader, it should be Finish Your Drink. Ooh, I like that. Y'all owe me 1 billion SWOTOR credits, and I said he'll notice when he sees chat, but he did not specify which he was referring to. There's no way he made that Vader Clone Wars model for reaping. Oh, that's a good point, Eric. There's no way they made the Vader model for Clone Wars just for that one scene. That would be interesting. And then Calix says, take your 1 billion SWOTOR credits by mail. Ha ha. Ha ha. I don't have 1 billion SWOTOR credits. I only have about... Oh, Bad Batch! All right, it is out. Bad Batch is out. It is time.
All right.
You want to hand me your headphone jack? Let me make sure that my computer is set to... Yep, okay. Oh, thanks. All right, I'm going to get the timer up and running. Let me just check the sound on my... That doesn't sound good. Okay. The episode's called Aftermath. And how is it an hour and 15 minutes?
What is it? What is this?
That's easily, what, 3-4 times longer than I expected it to be? That's longer than any Mando episode. You want to take a minute to realize that? This is longer than any Mando episode. You weren't prepared to be here this late, were you? Do you need to text your girlfriend?
No.
Or do you need to go home?
No, let's do this thing.
Let's do this thing. Okay. The first episode is an hour and 14 minutes. All right, chat. This is a marvelous, marvelous adventure that we've embarked on today. I'm expecting nothing. I did not like the Bad Batch arc from the Clone Wars. Maybe with an hour, they'll have enough time to change my mind.
I'm hoping for Top Gun, but...
I don't know if we could hope for Top Gun.
I'm hoping for Top Gun, but in space.
So I think that we're getting that with... No, we're getting Top Gun in space with Rogue Squadron, remember? I'm gonna get demonetized. I'm gonna get demonetized. I'm gonna turn off the mic.
You're already demonetized.
Okay, I'm gonna
You're
get...
not even monetized.
Okay, no, sorry, not demonetized on this channel. I'm gonna get taken down. Okay, so Top Gun in Star Wars is gonna be Rogue Squadron. Remember?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, so I'm gonna start the timer so that you guys can follow along. It should be at 2 seconds right now. Okay, why is
It's just gonna be Commando. An hour long of Commando. I'm up for Commando though.
Why is the timer not coming up? I'll just put up a new one. It's probably already there, just under something else. No, wait. Where's text? Oh, text. There it is. Stopwatch. There we go. Okay, cool. All right, let's reset it. Oh. Wait. Stop it.
All right.
Goodness me. Okay, now it's at 1 second. Okay, cool. I'm gonna start. Everyone pull up Disney Plus. Why is...
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Stupid. All right, everyone pull up Disney Plus. Put up Bad Batch. We are on 1 second. I'm gonna hit play in 3, 2, 1. All right, and we are in for a journey, my friend.
Where for?
Oh no!
Yeah, I'm plugged to spoke.
Did you see that? This is a new logo. We got General Grievous in there. Did you see that?
You think they're gonna do Grievous dirty again?
Well, Grievous is dead at this point.
I mean, why would they pull him up?
He's part of Star Wars. Red, that usually means Maul?
Maul? Is Maul back in town again?
When the
Bad
Clone
Batch?
Wars logo is in red, that usually means Maul.
Usually.
Has only ever meant Maul. But then again, this is a new series. So... Hey, we got Admiral Yularen narrating. Again.
Grievous! That's not a real name.
That's Mace Windu's apprentice. That is Kanan Jarrus' master. Holy crap. They didn't just animate them for no reason. Ha ha ha!
Oh, see? Remember when I was saying we need more rocket shots?
So, this early on in the war, that's Kanan! Or Caleb Doom. That's Freddie Prinze Jr. still? Freddie Prinze Jr. playing himself as a little boy. Already I won my first prediction. This is a mission before Camino, so...
Not yet.
No, this is a mission, and they're not on Camino.
A singular mission before Camino
you're right.
That is your...
You're right, you're right. So we're taking place already about like 6 months before Ori 66. So we're in a bad spot for the Empire to be anywhere in this episode.
I'll take it.
Oh, that's cool. They took those World War II drum magazines and turned them into projectiles. That's neat. You always wonder what those do in Star Wars. Clanker, that's if any of you guys are playing the bingo that Disney Plus put out to go with this. Clanker's one of them.
Look at those goofball droids getting wasted.
George ruining the droids. Depa Balaba. Was not expecting. That's not an action shot. That is a trailer shot, but that's not an action shot. I was always surprised that they animated Caleb Doom and Depa Balaba specifically for a intro for Clone Wars Season 7.
Drinking to that.
Why? Oh yeah, the 5-year-old.
He's just talking. Echo?
Mm-hmm. I told you that. Echo joined the Bad Batch.
At what point was that, though?
When?
Yeah.
After they rescued him.
But when was the... Clone Wars is still... never mind.
Notice that Crosshair wasn't there when he said that? This isn't right after. Oh, I gotta, hold on. I'm gonna text Dash because he wanted to know if this was worth watching.
Drinking it again.
Yeah. I need to tell him that young Kanan is in this. That's Wrecker again.
Are we just drinking every time Wrecker talks?
Yes. Oh, the music. She's using Form 3. So why didn't they get the order? Because it's not that they denied it. They didn't get it. Huh. Never mind.
You know, that was a fine line.
Yeah, whatever. I'll tolerate it. Everyone's been wanting to know, did they commit Order 66? I guess there's our answer. They weren't programmed to. Wow.
They're defective.
Defective clones. Why would they let them on the field without inhibitor chips, though?
Except for, what's his name?
Oh, Echo, yeah.
Why wouldn't Echo get it?
Probably because of the experiments done on him by the Separatists. That would be my guess.
That's all.
Up. You drink. I told you. Crosshair at odds with the rest of Bad Batch. Boom! One prediction for me. We're gonna pull those up. There we go. I got one prediction. That's my second prediction on there. Crosshair at odds with the rest of the batch. Oop.
The kid's not a Jedi.
How did Crosshair miss?
Did he?
You should know that Kanan is my top 2 favorite Jedi from the film era.
From the film era?
Dooku and Revan don't count in the film era. Good thing we didn't keep planetary travel.
It's not on the list anyway.
One mission before Camino. Just one, and no more, no less.
No, you earned it. You have to drink for that, though.
For Wrecker being a 5-year-old. V-Wings!
Nice.
I love the V-Wing. Also, that's on the bingo. I'm kind of hoping that Crosshair defects before I finish this drink. Not defects. Stays while the others defect. I think that's what I meant to say when I wrote the... Did he just ditch his helmet? Helmets are important. Look who's wearing a helmet. Look who is not. Helmets are a mark of evil. Shock troopers. So notice who's wearing a helmet, notice who's not. Gosh dang it. I drink to Wrecker being a moron. Who's that? What Jedi was overseeing? Was that Shakti? Ooh. See, they're the only ones not wearing helmets. Funny, but no, it communicated the point. He's also holding a doll.
Yep.
He's basically a clanker.
He's the $1 million man.
Being foiled. Be hunted down and executed. Oh, I thought it was executed. Sorry. My resolve has never been stronger.
Is this how democracy dies?
Ooh, who said that? Oh, you got a spider right there. You want to stomp it? What's that? Omega? Oh, she's Australian. I have a feeling the phrase "kid" is going to become tropey enough that we'll need to drink to it.
Not on my watch.
V-Wings! I love V-Wings. They're a mark of my favorite era. Oh, if this is Vader? No. Tarkin. I gotta say, I'm liking this a lot more than I thought I would. Admiral Tarkin. Test is in order. I guess that won't be said quite yet. We can hear more of the thunder in Camino than we normally can.
That's the drink I'll take. That's another drink.
Oh, I was gonna say you need to give me more, but I'll take it.
Omega.
Defect Squad and Sad Batch are both on the bingo. Is that Wrecker? Oh. So I was gonna get on Wrecker. Yeah, because she's got the emotional intelligence of a 5-year-old. It's good. Is that Wrecker? That's Wrecker starting a food fight.
I'm with you, Crosshair. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Didn't want to say it, but I am. Oh, never mind.
Are we gonna finally get our first story of like an Imperial who truly believes they're doing the right thing with Crosshair? Aw, Echo. The Wrecking Ball. I'm liking this kid already. You know, I like the kid. I know some people were worried about her, but I think she's going to be good.
I'm fine with the kid.
I'm not fine with Wrecker. It's the same voice as the medical droid who helped Fives.
How'd Fives end up?
Well, he discovered Order 66. He tried to tell everyone about it, and they killed him.
Did they kill him?
Yes,
Or
Fox
did he
killed him.
die of a broken heart?
No, Fox killed him.
Oh.
Oh, dang it! Almost a toothpick throw.
You're gonna have to rethink your rules, or else.
We're gonna run out of Jawa juice. Bill says Wrecker's a joy. Bill, I normally agree with you on everything. I'm not gonna here.
You know who was a joy? George.
George Lucas.
No. I'm thinking.
Oh, Jorge?
Jorge.
Jorge from Halo Wars. Or Halo Reach. George from Halo Reach.
He was a joy.
Dude, he was Wrecker without, like, he was just a big old teddy bear.
You know,
I loved
he was
George.
the giant with a heart.
Giant with a heart. He picks up Noble Six. Oh man, what was his final words to him? It was so emotional, I can't believe I forgot it.
Yeah. No, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
So we're focusing a lot on Crosshair right now.
No, that's fine still.
You think that level of
Yeah,
impatience?
no, I think that's fine.
I'm drinking to it.
I will drink to that, though.
Those are not... I don't think those are Dark Troopers. They're definitely the same, based on the same concept art.
Look. Look at that. Tech did a thing.
Tech did a thing.
I'll drink to that.
Alright, Tech deserves it.
Tech did something other than, like, telling them what...
Other than
Telling
exposition.
the audience what the rest of them are doing.
Sometimes he plants grenades. It's funny that once they reprogram one, all of a sudden all the other one are 10 times more effective against the ones that aren't reprogrammed. I would have probably reacted the same way, so I'm not going to drink to Wrecker there.
No, you know, this...
That was fair.
There's being enthusiastic and there's being childish. I'll let him be enthusiastic. Wrecker can be enthusiastic.
Just like the simulations. You see, Admiral, you still need clones. Therefore, we'll show you the most unique, individualistic, and non-cloney clones that we have. Eric Chung, it's true. The theme, yep, nope. That's the Purge, the trooper from Force Unleashed. Saw Gerrera. He's from Onderon. So here's the thing. Do they have to complete their mission for you to win, or do they rebel during the mission for me to win? I already have to drink because they were told to do... Well, I'm going to say told to do war and crime. Sure.
War crime.
Wrecker size. So that's the question. Do they have to complete the mission? Or if they disobey during the mission, do I win or do you win? Because they accept it.
I think the fact that they start the mission negates yours.
Okay. But if they don't finish it, does that negate yours?
Yeah. What do you think?
Depends on how you worded it.
Oh, we'll look afterwards. We'll see how we feel after it.
Here's the thing. They're gonna pick up that kid on Camino. So I think they complete the mission. So I think you already won that one.
It's not Omega, it's Omega.
Well, that's her accent.
No. Her name is how she says her name. It's Omega.
Lies!
Deceptions!
I'm calling it Hunter's the father figure for Omega, calling her there. Oh yeah, I think that's
Thank you.
I think that's a given at this point. She'll sneak up. No, she won't sneak on board. Because we know from the trailer he asks her to come along, and we know that happens on Camino.
It's a do-back. Come on, you guys. You should know this thing. No, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. This is fine. He's just edgy. He's on a mission. He's on edge.
All right, I drank to it, but time for Space Vietnam. Onderon's a jungle, after all. It is a jungle planet with only one city in it. ISIS. I think they used to pronounce it ISIS, but they changed it to ISIS. I mean, it was always pronounced IZ, but they used to pronounce it as ISIS.
Oh, man.
They changed it to ISIS.
One of my favorite heavy metal bands was ISIS. So, I know a lot of people who, like, had tattoos, and they're just like, oh, no. Oh. But, you know, that's heavy metal for you. Not their fault.
That's why you only get tattoos of things that are timeless. Let's see.
Don't take your shirt off.
I'm not going to take my shirt off. I'm going to roll my sleeve up.
That's not rolling your sleeve up. Okay.
Aurebesh.
I can't wait until like some sort of neoliberal terrorist adopts the.
Oh, that was the rebel. Or the Jedi logo. Onderon's terrorists. Crosshair. No, not the grandma.
Don't be such a whiny baby crack shot.
I've won several times over with that prediction. That Crosshair's at odds with the Bad Batch.
That was such a.
No, I meant a fundamental philosophical odds.
That was such a
If-
lose.
You know this is what I meant.
That was on the. It is on the same level as Wrecker acting
No.
like a baby. It was.
I saw. I predicted that I predicted that Crosshair would would rebel, or not rebel, would betray the rest of the Bad Batch at some point, right?
Yeah.
And I predicted that this episode would set that up. That was what I was predicting.
Yeah.
That's not obvious.
Yes, it is.
You think it's obvious that Crosshair's going to defect?
If something was going to be pulled from the trailers that isn't just the Bad Batch does things, then yeah.
You wouldn't have got that. Don't give me that. Most Star Wars fans didn't agree with me before tonight. I was getting so much hate for saying that Crosshair was going to betray them.
One episode and he was already at odds with the rest of them. He's clearly the Imperial amongst them.
Most Star Wars fans didn't believe me.
Most Star Wars fans like the prequels.
I like the prequels. Don't give me that.
Yeah!
I want to listen to Saw Gerrera. Stila. Yes, become. Hasn't become paranoid yet. Let's see what happens to make him paranoid. 10-1, it's Crosshair.
Is that such a long shot?
Get it? I get it. I got it when you said it. I was about to make a pun on it when you said get it. For gullet time!
You know what? I like Crosshair still.
Oh, I love Crosshair. Probe Droid! I think Crosshair is going to be the story of the Imperial who believes they're doing the right thing that we've been asking for. Try playing Sabacc in your head might prevent the Jedi from spying on you. Wait, what? I missed that.
She's the 5th clone.
Not Echo. Her. I thought that from the trailer too, that she was a clone, because she was wearing. Oh, he flicked his.
She's probably really good at long distance relationships, though.
The LDR. So she's Jango Fett mutated to be a female? Wrecker's doll. That's 99 written on the wall in Orbesh, by the way. It's not Korean, for all the people who were speculating it was during Clone Wars Season 7. Why would they make a female clone of Jango? That seems random, according to Eric. That's a good question.
Like it said, it's defects.
But they're purposeful defects. Clone Force 99, they were all purposeful mutations.
I thought it was mutations that happen to be beneficial.
They go back and forth. Sometimes they talk about them being engineered to be this way, and sometimes there's one time where they talk about them being defects with desirable mutations.
Yeah, defects with the desirable mutations.
Right.
That's what I've heard consistently.
No, that was said once.
I've heard it in the episode you showed me.
Right.
Multiple times.
Once.
And I've
Cody
heard it
says
in this episode multiple times.
They've called them defects, but they've challenged against.
So, it's defect. It
But-
was a
but-
mistake,
But no.
but it is a mistake that...
But Tech
is
also
in
talked about
benefit.
them. Tech has talked twice about them being purposefully designed that way.
Okay, well then...
He was bred to have. Because in the episode I showed you, he says, "Oh, Hunter was bred to be a master tracker."
I don't think he said that.
He did.
I don't... There's a brig here? They're not on a boat anymore. Now it's just prison. on a genetic level. You just get rid of the Y chromosome and double up on the final X. It's pretty easy.
It's just a question of why. Now that this all just D. Bradley Baker acting against himself.
Be great if Omega was also.
Oh, I know. If she was also D. Bradley Baker,
Yeah.
it'd be pretty funny. Defect just means different. No, that's not necessarily true. Defect is short for defective, or a defect means defective means having a defect, and defective means not working correctly.
Do you even know how words work? I was hoping that he would join the Empire willingly rather than having his programming intensified. Who would join the Empire willingly?
Jordan Peterson says you would.
Not in the Star Wars universe.
No one believes in the Empire.
Except for the Empire, which is apparently just
Tarkin.
Batman.
Here's Tech doing a thing.
Okay.
Crosshair joined for the right reasons. I was hoping for that this whole episode, and now I'm already disappointed.
Sorry, Chief.
Oh, this is Dolly. Huh. Oh, the music is interesting. Finally happened. Oh, and Crosshair betrays. That's a finished drink.
Is it?
Yep.
I'd have to read it.
I can bring it up, but I want to hear the music here.
No.
I'll
I'll look
finish.
at it at the end.
How? What's her defect?
I guess we'll find out.
Does she have like the abilities of all the other four?
Sounds like a kid character.
Sounds like a fan fiction character. Joining the Empire automatically gives you a -20 to your accuracy stat and a -20 on plot armor. How could that kid have bullseye crosshair? Yeah, I don't know. She's got to have some defect we're not aware of at this point. As long as there's an explanation for why, I'm going to be cool with it. Roll credits. Created by Dave Filoni. I want to see if he directed it. He did not. I didn't think he did.
Yeah.
All right, let's pull up the drinking list.
Yeah, show me the.
I'm almost certain.
What was it?
Crosshair betrays them, because I knew it was going to happen at some point. I actually didn't think it was going to happen. Oh, Crosshair is a traitor. Finish drink.
Traitor. You know
You have to drive home. I'm not going to make you do that.
Crosshair wasn't a traitor.
Crosshair wasn't a traitor. Okay, Crosshair betrays the
Crosshair
Bad Batch.
was loyal to the Empire.
You know what I meant when I wrote that.
The Bad Batch were the traitors.
You know what I meant.
They were the traitors.
No, okay, so I'm not going to make you drink to it, not because I worded it poorly
You worded it poorly.
but because you have to drive home.
And you have to drive home.
So I'm not going to make you finish. But,
I'll take another sip though.
okay.
I have decent.
I'll say this. Way better than I was expecting. Granted, my expectations were supremely low. I was not expecting much from the Bad Batch. Let's just wait. Hold on. I'm gonna bring up the predictions again, and just see. Okay, so one mission before Camino, I won that one. Crosshair is at odds with the Bad Batch. I won that one very hardcore.
Yeah, but once again, that was about as easy as...
I don't think so. I was one.
Crosshair being at odds with the Bad Batch was his personality.
Okay, you know what I meant. We said it when the
It was his
audio wasn't there.
person. Like,
No, but the
no matter what, it was his personality.
right. But you know that what I was meaning was not just like him disagreeing with them. It was him having a philosophical difference that would point to him joining the Empire while the others went rogue. Right.
It is.
Right.
I mean, I could say that from the first episode you showed me.
You could have said that he would have joined the Empire.
If any of them are going to join the Empire, it's him.
Okay, but most people didn't think any of them would join the Empire.
They're clones. Obviously, one of them's going to join the Empire. Why would you have a bunch of clones that don't join the Empire? Like, that's like the heart of the drama. Wouldn't it be far more...
You're
would
not...
you tell me...
You're not saying that I'm wrong for predicting it. You're just... I predicted it. You didn't.
You are correct. You predicted it. You wrote it down.
I wrote it down.
You wrote it down.
And to be fair, that prediction was first pointed out to me by the Mandalorian fan channel. Check him out. But he messaged me that there was a toy that was released of the clone, oh gosh, what was it? Special Unit Leader or something like that had armor that looked very much like Crosshair's.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the theory was born.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, then I scoured the trailer. Was like, oh, the only shots with Crosshair are the ones on Camino. All the other ones have no Crosshair. Either he dies or he joins the Empire. I think he joins the Empire. So it was a theory that was spurred on by a toy release that he had pointed out to me. But yeah, I've been theorizing that he joins the Empire for the past, 2 months.
I am unimpressed.
Whatever.
I am unimpressed, chat.
And as for my last prediction, I'd say you and I were both neither right nor wrong. Because, one, they embarked on a mission for the Empire, but did not even come close to achieving it.
Yeah, I think that's...
Because
we both lost that.
We both lost, but we both also half won. Because one, you said one mission for the Empire.
I think you hard lost it because you said we can look back on the stream. You said there's no way they're gonna do a mission for the Empire.
I might have said that when the audio was out.
That was a hard loss on that.
I said
there is a no. You said it.
What I was meaning was
I was there for it. You said they would not do a mission for the Empire.
Right.
You thought they would defect before they
Right.
did a mission for the Empire.
Right.
And they did a mission for the Empire. They just, as soon as they walked into it, they're like, nope.
Right.
So, I don't think that's a success on my part either.
I think we both were failures on that one.
I
so,
think...
now, were there Vietnam callbacks?
Unless you want to say it.
There
There was
was a jungle.
but I would ask for more than that.
Right, okay.
So, boo.
Well, it's not over.
It's not over.
And I'm gonna say that it's very likely we will get Vietnam callbacks in future episodes, specifically with Hunter being Rambo. And
Now he's being hunted by the government, just like John Rambo.
right, and he can now say to people, "You have no idea
What I've been through."
What was the line that you said that no matter what, you're counting it as a Rambo callback?
Oh.
The speech that you played on YouTube before the stream started.
I don't know. It was
People have no idea what it's. Oh, when people are protesting me, they have no idea what it's like to be me.
You don't know what it's like to be me. That's it. That's it. You don't know what it's like to be me.
Anyway, Bad Batch is told to war crime. You won that one.
They were told to do a war crime.
They were told to
You
kill
took a
civilians.
drink already.
I
for
did,
that.
but they were told to kill civilians
Yeah.
who
you
were
drank to that
likely
already.
innocent.
You're drinking of your own volition, not.
I am. I don't have to drive home, so I do have to probably start working on a video because
This was a lot more than you thought it would be.
it was more than I bargained for. I never asked for this. I asked for Mando episodes that were an hour and 15 minutes long. I never asked for a Clone Wars spin-off episode that was an hour and 15. Honestly, when I saw it was that long, I knew right away that my predictions and drinking rules were inappropriately calculated. I was preparing for an episode 30 minutes at most. I was thinking 34 because I think most are going to be around 22, around 22 minutes. And I was thinking first episode's going to be longer, so I'm thinking 34 minutes.
Maybe. That's a long shot.
That was my bet. Was around between 34 and 36 minutes. And I was like, okay, well, the reformation of the Republic into the Empire needs a lot more establishment. So there's no way they can do that in 34 minutes. I was right. There it wasn't. What I was not counting on was that they would be like, you know what, let's just make the first episode an hour and 15 minutes long. That was not what I was planning on. That was not what I was counting for. So my prediction, if I had known the length of the episode, I would have put Crosshair's betrayal, as well as Order 66, the reformation of the Empire, all of that, in my predictions list.
Yep.
But as I was saying to you when we were making the predictions, they'll become a lot easier as the episodes go on. The problem is, we don't know, like, where this episode ended. We don't know where they're going next. So J19.
I think you're gonna see.
We are going to see. So there's a shot in the trailer.
They're going to Saw Gerrera right now.
There's a shot in the trailer. That's kind of what I was about leading up to. So there's a shot in the trailer of ATTEs marching on ISIS. Okay.
This is the six-legged boys.
Those are the six-legged boys. So there's a shot in the trailer of ATTEs marching on ISIS, which is the capital city of Onderon. And so I'm like, okay, they could be going to Saw. However, there's also a shot in the trailer of them on a desolate world with a crashed Venator Star Destroyer with Rex. So we know Rex is going to be in this series. I have a hard time believing that they're going to see Rex right now, just because they don't know that Ahsoka removed his inhibitor chip, and the fact that Hunter suggested J19 and not Echo. Echo's the one who's close to Rex, not Hunter. So I'm disinclined to believe that the next episode will be the Venator. I'm inclined to believe that it will be Onderon again. But here's my thing. Okay, here's the only reason I'm doubting it's Onderon. If it was going to be Onderon, I feel like they would say Onderon because it was this episode, right? Like, you go to Onderon, we meet Saw Gerrera. Well, let's just go to Onderon. But the fact that they said Gen 19 is clearly an attempt to veil the location to the audience.
Alright.
So, why, like, if they were going to do that, it feels like it'd be a bigger reveal than we're going to go to where we went earlier today.
Who do you think helps them get off Onderon?
It'll be Saw Gerrera. Wait, what do you mean?
Who do you think helps them get off with Saw Gerrera? Who rescues Saw Gerrera when the Bad Batch arrive? Bad Batch is like, please, Saw Gerrera, help us. Who do you think helps them? Rex.
It's worthwhile. Like, so the locations we know from the trailer that haven't been shown yet would be the desolate planet with the crash Venator with Rex. That's one.
Yeah.
Onderon, which we have more shots of Onderon that weren't in this episode
Yeah.
in the trailer. We don't have more shots of Saw Gerrera, but all the shots of Saw Gerrera have been shown. Doesn't mean he's not going to be the rest.
I saw a shot of Saw on the Desolate Planet, but
No, he wasn't on the Desolate Planet.
well, I'll trust
I know
you.
that, but I do.
Watched the trailers far more.
I've watched the trailer so many times. But Saw on there's a shot of Isis that we haven't seen yet, so they could be going back there. And then there's them going to Zygeria. So, given what we know from the trailers, it's pretty much like one of those three: Zygeria, the Desolate Planet, or Onderon. I don't know which it will be. I'll have a week to formulate. I'll watch the episode again several times. Try to formulate my predictions. And figure out where they're going. Where is J19? I'm also going to look it up. Maybe I'm not an expert on galactic maps and whatever, so maybe J19 is established. We've got the timer still going. I'm going to turn that off.
Oh, look at chat.
Yeah, look at chat. Tell me if there's anything interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm liking Tech a lot more.
No Maul.
No Maul. There was no Maul.
Red intro, no Maul.
Red intro, no Maul. So that marks Bad Batch as different. That was. Thank you for pointing that out because I'd forgotten that at the beginning.
That's Gallic.
Yeah, so at the beginning, there was a red intro. During the Clone Wars animated series, red intro meant it was a Maul episode. The fact that this said Clone Wars and then faded into Bad Batch, I guess just marked it as different, unique. Bad Batch is all black and red anyway, so they are changing what red means in the Clone Wars intro. Also, I think A Long Time Ago in a Galaxy Far, Far Away was also in red, but it might not have been that phrase. But it was the text that came after Clone Wars that was just on a black screen was in red as well. Or it might have been a LucasArts production, for all I know. I think that might have been what it was. It might have, but whatever the text was after that was also in red.
The title.
The title
of
yeah.
the episode.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That was also in red. But yeah, Bad Batch season 1, episode 1.
Yep.
What were your thoughts?
Yeah, it was pretty okay.
Was it better or worse than you expected?
I think Bad Batch was it had a very strong opening, and then I felt it went about par for the course.
Par for the course.
Par for the course.
By the fact you saying it's par for the course,
Yeah.
I think that means you had higher expectations for the series than I did. Because
I've seen Clone Wars.
No.
You know,
You should not be expecting... Well, I was not expecting Clone Wars quality from this. I mean, I should have, but just given the characters of the Bad Batch,
Yeah.
I only made you watch one episode. I did make him watch the opening episode tonight before we watched this. I didn't want to react to it. We just kind of had it playing while we were talking. So given their episodes, I really don't expect much from the Bad Batch. I didn't like their arc in Clone Wars Season 7.
Sure.
I just felt like it was... there were no characters, only caricatures. And so they were given more character in this episode than I expected. They were given almost as much as I was hoping for, because I was hoping for high,
Yeah.
expecting very low. Really, my main motivation to like power through the series is like I love that era of the early Empire. It's my favorite era in Star Wars. You know, that
Transitional.
that first 5 years,
Yeah.
where the V-wings are still in use, and I think, you know, I don't like it for the V-wing, but I think you can use the V-wing as a metric, like the era where Clone Wars, like not Clone Wars, but you can look at it and be like, oh, that's just the Republic but gray,
Yeah.
you know, gray and black.
Yeah.
And that era, like, you know, when the Star Destroyers are still the Venator Star Destroyers, they're just gray. They've got no red stripes down the middle and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I love that era. It feels really uniquely cool to me. Because I think for me it ties together the prequels and the original trilogy. Where it's not the Empire as we know it, but it's not the Republic anymore. So that was for me like, hey, I'll stick through it. I'll find something I enjoy because I really like that era. I want to explore more stories in that era. That's why I love Jedi Fallen Order. That's why I love the Tarkin novel. They all take place in that first 5 years of the Galactic Empire. And this takes place in the first 5 days of the Galactic Empire. And so it just really was something, it promised to be to provide something that I would enjoy.
Yeah.
But the characters weren't ones that I was attached to, weren't ones that I wanted to be attached to. Like, for me, no one can top Delta Squad.
Says the guy who hasn't even finished it.
I've played enough to know who they are.
Hasn't even finished it.
The last 5 hours of playthrough that I had did not expand upon or change anything that was established in the 3 hours leading up to that.
Yeah, but think about the next 10 hours that they'll be even more established.
If you can promise me that there's more established after Geonosis, I'll keep playing.
Just do the Venator. You don't have to do Camino.
I got almost all the way through Geonosis, and I was like,
He hasn't even completed Geonosis.
I was like, nothing's changed in 6 hours, not 6 hours, but like 3 hours.
Completing Geonosis is one of my favorite gameplay moments.
The gameplay doesn't grip me, right? Like KOTOR.
The end of Geonosis is you being pushed to the limits
Right. Okay.
of their gameplay system.
I don't like that.
That is, it
Because
works.
the gameplay system doesn't grip me. Here's the thing, right? I consider it much in the same vein as KOTOR, right? Where old game. Now, you can't put it in the same vein as like Halo CE, which is an old game that the gunplay is so good, you'll have a good time no matter what. But like KOTOR and Republic Commando have old gameplay mechanics that are just really difficult to trudge through. They're not fun games to play as far as like the combat or the actual gameplay or whatever. So why do I play KOTOR every year? Because of the character narratives, because of the story, because of the lore, because of the like the push and pull, the mystery, all of that like makes it worth it makes it worth it to trudge through the terrible gameplay to get to those like really good moments that tug at your mind and go, oh, what's going on here? Especially, you know, let's just say KOTOR 2.
Republic Commando is not KOTOR.
I know, exactly.
It is not KOTOR.
Exactly. So,
It delivers a very different game. It is not trying to deliver KOTOR.
no, it's not. No, and that was fine.
Okay.
That was fine. What
Let
I'm
me
saying
explain
is... Okay, you
The
explain.
Venator.
Okay.
Do you remember the Super Battle Droid Factory?
I think that I finished that, and then that's when I stopped playing.
You stopped at the Super Battle Droid Factory?
I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it. And
You aren't even deep into the game.
no.
You have-
well, maybe. Wait. Okay. Wait. Hold
You
on.
have dipped your toes into the
Oh no! Wait.
water.
I'm sorry. The factory or the separatist ship that is filled with super battle droids.
When you're alone and there's like racks and racks of super battle
Right.
droids around.
Okay. No, that's the. I think that's the ship with the super battle droids.
Maybe.
Because the factory. Wait. No. I've played through the factory, and I got to the ship with the fuel canisters on it. You're fighting through the ship. You're crawling through the tunnels and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You're all alone.
you're all alone. Yeah, I played through that.
And there's super battle droids, and then you're just tired and done of it.
Yeah, it was just like the combat wasn't fun, and there was nothing happening in the story. It was just
Not the mood, not the tension. What didn't grip?
tension.
Just tons of tension.
Well, there was like frustration at the game, but because I didn't like shooting the guns, and I was always running out of ammo, and I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that chat will be roasting me because I don't like Republic Commandos. I do like Republic Commandos. It's not a game that I felt. There was a long period of time of me playing it where it just felt like work and not fun. And KOTOR has those moments too. The difference is KOTOR has something you're working towards. And from what I've asked of everyone who's finished the game, there's not really much more that you're going to get other than more gameplay moments. And I'm like, I don't need more gameplay moments. I get the gameplay. What I want is story reveals. What I want is character development. What I want is interesting things to think about. And I wasn't getting that from Republic Commandos.
Oh man, that climax of Republic, the climax of Geonosis pushes the squad element to its limit,
Okay.
and it is fantastic. Like I think,
But does it do it better than a game like, I don't know, Rainbow Six?
I would say so.
Okay.
Like, I've played Rainbow Six. And I was
Vegas
like,
2?
Yeah, Vegas 2. Had it, and I wasn't terribly engaged by it, but
There was a long period of time in my teenage years that I played it almost exclusively. But I'll say that, like,
maybe we'll do like a switcheroo, because I did the opposite thing where, in your teenage years you were playing Rainbow Six Siege, Rainbow Six
Vegas 2.
Vegas 2. Yeah, I have it on disc somewhere,
I have it on disc if you need to borrow it.
and I was like, and
Well, okay,
but
but I don't advocate it for it. Like, it's just like, if you like it, it's good. But like, if you're gonna play a game for me, you got to play KOTOR 2. And
I don't think I've experienced tension like I've experienced in.
okay, so
tension.
So Republic Commandos gave me tension, but it's not the tension I want. It was more frustration that I felt like I was fighting the same encounter over and over and over again and not able to get through it. And maybe it's just because I'm not good at first-person shooters anymore, or especially older first-person shooters.
I'll admit, I don't like fighting the Geonosians.
No. And that's most of what I've been doing.
When you are in, like, the heart of the droid factory and the droids are throwing... The Separatists are throwing everything they have at you while you're, you know, the clock is ticking down on self-destruction.
I can listen to the soundtrack without playing the game, Bill. That's what I do on a daily basis.
I think there is a very different emotion of soundtrack from what you get from gameplay and what you get from listening to it. Like, there are several game soundtracks that I think are some of my favorite soundtracks ever. But when I listen to them out of game, I'm like, it doesn't hold up to Marty.
Marty?
It doesn't hold up to, like, I can pull up, you know, an ODST soundtrack.
My favorite track from ODST doesn't even appear in the game.
I can pull up, like, a track from ODST and be like, oh yeah, this is great. This is great. But a lot of my favorite soundtracks are ones that work solely in the game.
Oh, I see.
The way that they're mixed into the game.
I thought you were saying that with Marty, his stuff works better in the game.
No.
Because I was going to say, like, Traffic Jam? Yes, Traffic Jam, because I was thinking there's Sky Traffic and Traffic Jam. Both amazing.
Yeah.
Sky Traffic shows up in the game. Traffic Jam doesn't.
Marty is a master of that, you know, how do you mix audio into a game?
Yeah. But also write things that can be listened to on their own. Like before I was married.
Yeah.
In the probably 2 years leading up to me getting married, I would listen to the Reach soundtrack every night to go to sleep. And it was between Reach and ODST. It wasn't the other ones because those were blood pumping. But the like especially like the calmness of ODST.
Yeah.
And Reach did not have any of my favorite songs. Like, none of the songs in Reach was like, oh yeah, like that song like gets me, or I want to hum it or whatever. Reach was just like, I just kind of want to have this playing and be focused on something else, just like have it going in the background. I reached out to Marty and asked him if he wanted to do an interview. And he said not right now because he has some stuff going on, but he'd be interested in the future. So if you guys are interested in having Marty on the channel...
I'm sorry. Excuse me? Can I just ask Marty every day, do you still have things going on? Marty, please.
Please do an interview. I want to talk about music.
I like you, Marty.
He's the coolest dude on the Bungie staff.
I don't think you need to say the rest of it. He's just the coolest dude.
He's just the coolest dude.
He's the coolest. But anywho.
Yeah. We need to not be getting off track because you got to go. But
here's what I'll say about the Bad Batch. Pretty good. It's pretty good.
Hold on. Wait, Bill says he's going to head out. It's been a real fun. And Bad Batch rules. Omega is a precious child. And Wrecker is a galactic treasure and overall amazing. Well, peace. Peace, Bill.
Nighty-night, Bill.
I still don't like Wrecker. I like it, or I hate him less than I did before.
Yeah, this episode, he was fine.
He was
fine.
there's
some points where I was like, that's not Wrecker being. I want Wrecker to be a cool guy, and Wrecker's not being a
He's
cool
not
guy.
George.
He's like, I'm trying to think of other, like, big macho men.
George is my favorite heavy
He's the,
brawler.
well, yeah, George is a sweetheart.
And see, that's the thing for me. I think whenever I encounter a specialist team like the Bad Batch, my mind will always compare them to Noble Team from Halo Reach. I think they have, at this point in my experiences, done it the best. Every one of their characters is my favorite of that archetype. Carter is my favorite leader of the specialist team. Cat,
June.
June is amazing. Don't give me on that on June. June was my favorite.
June's okay.
June was fantastic. It's Cat I didn't love.
I think we just got oversaturated with Kat.
That's probably
I
fair.
think that's the problem with Kat, is that she gets too much time with us.
And she's not interesting enough.
Yeah.
But- I love George. Emil.
Emil's iconic.
Emil is
Like,
iconic.
we don't need to say anything about Emil. Emil's iconic. Carter?
I'm ready. How about you?
Carter's pretty good.
Carter's a
great,
great
like-
leader.
Hey,
I'll take Buck over Connor.
Connor?
Carter. Carter. Sorry.
Carter.
I'll take Buck over Carter.
But, like,
But that's probably just because of Nathan Fillion.
Buck is charismatic. Carter is the strong leader that you want.
Yeah.
And it's like, no. Yeah, this is
Buck,
right.
But the ODSTs were real people, whereas the Spartans were soldiers
yeah,
through and through.
no.
And like, but I mean,
Do
I'll take June over Romeo any day. Now, Dutch versus George is a hard
No, I would
contest.
take Romeo over June.
Really?
June does not.
You don't like June?
It's not that I don't like him. It's just that he is forgettable to me. Like,
I can see that.
he's the most forgettable of the bunch.
Yeah, I just didn't like Romeo when I played ODST. But Romeo is a lot more of a direct. No. Romeo and Crosshair have a lot in common, where they both are the ones who are at odds with everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, Romeo's too independent
Mm-hmm.
to really be a direct comparison to Crosshair.
Here's what I'll say. Disney Plus, you've ruined me. Disney Plus, you've ruined me on Star Wars. I know what a good 35 minutes looks like.
Is it the tragedy?
I know
Because
what
that was like the shortest Mandalorian episode
I
that
know-
blew us away.
I know what a good 35 minutes looks like in Star Wars. And I was expecting, 20 minutes. Instead, you're like, no, we have more to tell. Let's do an hour and 17, hour and
Hour and 14.
14 minutes. And I was like, it's fine. It's fine. Problem is, I've seen what, can be done in 35 minutes.
Yeah,
I've seen.
I think for me though, it would have taken that amount of time to get me attached to the Bad Batch. And
Yeah.
it couldn't be done with them doing cool things, which it had to be
Just imagine Wrecker punches a clone so hard that his helmet explodes.
Talking about Boba Fett.
Just imagine. No. The clone helmets explodes from Wrecker punching him.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Disney. Plus, you've ruined me. There's a new standard's been set.
I don't think
His
anyone
name is Robert Rodriguez, and he's coming for you. He's coming for all of
the
us.
Book of Boba Fett.
He's coming.
I don't think anything can top Mandalorian for me. Or well, I never expected Bad Batch to top Mandalorian or Clone Wars or even Rebels. I easily consider it to be my third favorite animated Star Wars entry. At this point, it still is, but by a significantly smaller margin than I was anticipating. I was anticipating there to be a very large divide between Clone Wars and Rebels, which alternate for me. Like, some days I like Clone Wars more, some days I like Rebels more. They just kind of go back and forth. I expected the divide between those two and Bad Batch to be significant, and now it's noticeable.
It's in line with.
It's not in line, but it's
one episode.
Yeah, but I think it sets the tone pretty well. It's noticeable enough that I'm like, yeah.
Think about where Rebels started. Think about where Clone Wars started.
Okay, Clone Wars, I'll agree with you. Clone Wars had a very rough start. Rebels, I'm going to disagree because Rebels had a couple moments that gripped me so heavily that I was in. Like, there's the moment. Have you seen Rebels?
I've seen. I saw a little bit of Rebels, and I was like, nope, not for me.
Aw.
I have achieved puberty.
Oh, come on.
That's right. Rebels. I watched it, and I was like, nope, this is too kid show for me. I'm sorry.
So, in episode 1 of Rebels, there's 2 moments. The first is when Ezra first senses Kanan, and they sense each other.
Mm-hmm.
That moment gave me chills, man. And then the second is when Kanan reveals to everyone that he's a Jedi, and he just walks out through the stormtroopers. He reassembles his lightsaber, and like
pretty cool.
those moments, and especially like there's the line that Callus says where he's like, "Focus your fire on." Pauses and he's like, he's like not believing what he's seeing. On the Jedi, and like for me, it was like, oh man, this era of the Jedi are myth is something I really want to explore more. And so Rebels had these moments, if you will, that like really hooked me. Clone Wars, it took me at least 2 full seasons before I was.
The movie didn't win you over?
I didn't see the movie first. I saw.
It's okay.
Right. So I saw the show.
It was a show.
Oh.
I was calling it fun.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say something mean. I was like,
You didn't like
I did not like Baby Jabba. I think that breaks the lore in a couple ways, but I did like. So Clone Wars took me 2 full seasons before I was kind of like, okay, I can be actively interested in this as opposed to like kind of trudging through it because I've run out of other Star Wars stuff to watch.
Yeah.
And I still feel that way about the first 2 seasons. I don't think that changed for me. It wasn't just like my guard was let down and I finally accepted Clone Wars. Like, nah, I still have a hard time with the first 2 seasons. But like, Rebels, I genuinely like all of it.
Which episode?
Well, not all of it, but like each season.
Which season do they have the 3-pronged approach on the Separatist base.
What do you mean?
They make a big deal over their strategy of a three-pronged approach on
Okay.
a Separatist, encampment or base. And it's a real clone-heavy thing. I'm pretty sure Obi-Wan's involved.
You could eat. Well, so
Yeah.
Umbara is a two-pronged approach.
Two-pronged. No, it was definitely three-pronged.
Okay, is it a dark, incandescent, like almost luminescent jungle, or is it Geonosis?
It was not Geonosis, but it was, I'll say, semi-arid.
That could be the attack on Ryloth.
There were a lot of plateaus on that planet. Like the little.
You see, what you're describing about the three-pronged approach sounds like the second battle of Geonosis.
Maybe.
But,
I remember there was like. I know that it wasn't Geonosis because it wasn't, bright red.
it's not red, but it's a rust orange.
It was
It
definitely.
looks like the deserts of snow.
It was definitely like tan, and there were like ants.
Like, that kind of
Like
sounds like the attack.
scrub.
That kind of sounds like Ryloth. I don't-
Two-pronged approach, maybe.
I don't remember there being a three-pronged approach. The big one with the two-pronged approach is Umbara, but that's like a glowing jungle.
No, it definitely
And that is
wasn't.
easily the most clone-heavy arc.
Was there a part of it where they're like clambering out of a volcano or something? I also remember something like that. I don't know.
Chat, let me know if you remember, but we gotta wrap this up.
We gotta wrap this up. I gotta skedaddle.
Yep. Let's just read the chat real quick. Nathan, I'm assuming he's being Fillion, is just naturally charismatic. Reeker, I think you mean Wrecker, and the rest of that squad are only defective clones, nothing more. Crossfire is defective when put against them. The only villain I care for in Rebels is the Grand Inquisitor. Mind you, I watched most of Season 1 and 2, and few of 3 and 4. Not enough of Thrawn for me, though. They nerfed Thrawn pretty hard in Rebels. They did, I think I've mentioned that in a few videos, that Thrawn was nerfed in Rebels on the main channel, Lore Star.
They keep nerfing Thrawn. It's because he was just too cool.
Well, it's because you can't have an overpowered protagonist.
He's an overpowered villain.
Well, right, but Thrawn was made sympathetic recently. Also, well, no, okay, so Thrawn was made sympathetic in the books. That's when they nerfed Thrawn pretty hard.
Yeah.
In Rebels, they nerfed Thrawn because Dave Filoni doesn't know how to write against truly overpowered antagonists.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Filoni has a lot of strengths, but against an unbeatable villain is not one of them. So, they nerfed Thrawn. I wasn't thrilled about it. I think that not necessarily totally nerfed. It was like they didn't use his full potential. There were a lot of moments where like he'd lose a battle, right, and be like, it's fine. I'm learning their strategy. By them losing, I'm learning about them. And I'm like, oh great, this is going to play out later. And then it wouldn't play out. And I'm like, you didn't learn anything. Or you learned something, but you didn't apply that knowledge later. It felt like they promised a lot with that line, I will pull the rebels apart piece by piece. And I was like, oh man, I can't wait to see that. And it just didn't play out that way. The one area that I feel like they really nerfed Thrawn was with the Bendu and with his defeat in Season 4, where I was like, in the original Thrawn trilogy, Thrawn had to learn more about the Force than Luke, because he didn't have the Force and Luke did. And so he had to say, okay, you have the Force, I don't. But how can I know enough about it that your knowledge of the Force becomes irrelevant in our conflict? And so that was something that Thrawn did in the books that he didn't do in Rebels. Like, when the Bendu shows up, he's just like totally flabbergasted. And when the Purrgil show up, again, flabbergasted. He didn't learn. So there were a lot of moments where Thrawn learned something or said he was learning something and didn't apply it later that felt wrong to me. I'll say in even the new Thrawn books, they address that pretty well. The Thrawn, like they'll have Thrawn learn something in the first third of the book, the first act, and then apply it in the third act. What are you looking for?
Oh.
You're looking for your vape. It's on the corner there.
Worried about that?
Okay. They addressed that pretty well in the books. They did give him a very glaring weakness in the books, and that's still Timothy Zahn of, Thrawn doesn't understand politics. Whereas in the original Thrawn trilogy, Thrawn understood politics very well, to the degree that was actually the majority of how he conducted war against the Republic, was by monitoring their politics, or not the Jedi, the New Republic, monitoring their politics and creating infighting against themselves. But again, he was making Thrawn as a sympathetic character in the new trilogy, so he had to give him weakness because overpowered protagonists aren't interesting to read about. It's just the way it is. So, like, Thrawn's been nerfed in canon. I'm really hoping that by the time of the Ahsoka series, he's learned enough to be a truly intimidating villain.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. Never watched Rebels Thrawn. I only returned for the finale. Omega better not be Force sensitive. I'd kind of be surprised if she was. At the same time, I wouldn't. It would be interesting if they engineered her to be Force sensitive. Again, I don't mind if she's overpowered as long as there's an explanation for it. Like, whatever that explanation may be. Force sensitive clone storylines almost never turn out well. That is fairly true, Eric. I really hope they explore. I'm not just hope. I believe they will, based on the way they set it up in episode 1, explore what makes Omega special, and not only that, but why she's special.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that was the great failure of the sequel trilogy, is they never, until it was too late, explained why certain people were as powerful or special as they were.
Like Poe.
Exactly. It's all because he was a spice runner. That's the secret. He was a drug dealer. Well, I think it's about time we wrap things up.
Yeah, you have a video to make right now.
I'm so tired, but I know if I fall asleep, I'm going to want to sleep in. And I have to give this video out tomorrow because I promised Kyber Light that I'd give them a video on May the 4th.
Promises.
I'm contractually obligated to.
Make a girl a promise, you can't keep.
Oh, we gotta bring Halo into it. Come on. Oh. Are you just pouring yourself tonic?
Yes.
Okay.
Am I a monster in your eyes?
I've never drank straight tonic before.
Would you like to sip?
Sure. Can you drink out of
Yeah,
this?
alright, I'm not afraid of your charms. I'm not a coward.
That's really good. Might be my new favorite.
Hey, you know what? You drink that, you'll never get malaria.
I was so worried about that before now.
I don't think that was like ever a concern. Just don't drink too much, otherwise you'll get quinine poisoning. It's a real thing. I think I might suffer from it.
Wonderful.
But that's another topic for another night.
It is. All right, let's see. Eric put in quotations certain people.
I
Yep,
saw
we were talking
that
about
one.
Poe
We're definitely talking about Poe and
and not other people.
not Laura Dern. Sorry, Laura Dern. I really like you as an actor. You're a great actor, Laura Dern.
Who does she play?
Possibly your least favorite original character in Last Jedi.
Oh, her. Yeah. You said that, and I was like, Rose? No, that's that's
Sorry, Rose.
Oh gosh.
That's definitely not Marie Kondo because she's the lady who tells you how to.
no, it's Kelly Trance. Marie Kelly Trance.
Something like that.
Marie Trance. I don't know.
It's too late to
yeah.
know all of these things.
I know her last name is Trance.
All
Anyway.
I know is
I think it's Marie Kelly Trance. But
I
anyway,
couldn't name most of the actors.
I'm impressed I even know her name. It's only because I've defended her enough from people who also didn't like her character, but then decided to take it out on the actress for some stupid reason.
Move on those lads, but whatever.
Yeah, like she was just doing what Ryan Johnson told her to do.
Same with Laura Dern. Right. Except Laura Dern is 30 years.
Right. Whereas Marie Kelly Tran has been.
Yeah. What other beloved franchises that more?
Kelly Marie Tran. Okay.
Kelly Marie Tran.
I got. All right, Eric. It has been a pleasure to have you. We're about to wrap it up anyway, but thank you for joining us. We'll be here. I don't know if they're going to be doing it every Monday night.
Oh gosh, Monday nights are gonna be bad for me.
I would have a feeling that it was just this one because it's May the 4th and it'll resume on Friday nights.
I'll be in trouble.
I have no idea. I know that the schedule's out there. I tend to avoid stuff like that because I don't like spoilers. But I'll probably have to look so we can prep for the next live stream.
Yeah.
So it'll either be this Thursday night or it'll continue to be.
one would be super bad for me.
That's what we did for Mando.
Yeah.
Or it'll continue being Monday nights, which I kind of hope it's not. That'd be a really weird schedule. But anyway, guys, thank you all for staying up so late with us. I mean, it's not super late for Calig because he's in Hawaii, so it's just now a little bit after 11.
Don't rub it in. I want to be in Hawaii, Calig.
I don't.
Which island, Calig?
I don't. He's told me before, but I don't remember.
Is it the good one?
Is it the good one? Which is the good one, Maui?
I'm not gonna say.
I
Calig, which island are you on, Calig? You need to tell me the truth right now. Which island are you on? Because I've been to most of them.
I've only been to Maui, and I had a pretty good time there.
I like Maui. I gotta say, Calig, are you eating puka dog right now?
Oahu. The main one, right?
It's the one with the biggest airport.
Which is the good island?
I'm not gonna say that in Calig's presence.
Oh no, it's not Oahu.
Don't worry, Calig. It's actually Kauai.
Well, we'll be here whenever. Nope, I should be so lucky. Whenever Bad Batch decides to show up again, we'll be here to react to it until I'm leaving for Disney World on June 2nd, maybe? I don't know. And then Chrome is moving to another state in June something.
Yeah,
You
I'll
said
be gone.
mid-late June.
14th.
Oh, that's early late June. Or early mid-June.
That is mid. That's as middest of June as it gets.
15th. Splitting hairs here.
Middest of
Every
June as
day
it-
without Chrome is a hair to split.
Middest of June as it can be.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Oahu is the main island. Oahu.
Oh yeah, no, Oahu is the one with the state capital and everything.
You should know that, Calig. Why are you asking us?
Most populous island.
I think it's the biggest too.
No, that's the big island.
What's the big one?
Hawaii.
Is there an island called Hawaii?
Yeah, the big one.
No, that.
It has the active volcano on it. It's where they filmed Jurassic Park. You had seen such a movie before.
No, but they filmed parts of it on Maui too. We visited some of the sets.
But the Big Island, as it is commonly known as, is the biggest island.
Wow.
Shocker. Yeah, shocker.
The Big Island is the biggest of the Hawaiian islands.
Calic, have you seen a nene recently? I love those nene.
Largest island is Big Island.
Yep.
Parentheses, Hawaii.
Yeah, it gets complicated. Biggest island, Hawaii? It's Hawaii. I don't think they built the big airport there because there's a big volcano there too.
Yeah. My one of my best friends in college was a native Hawaiian. I don't remember what island he was from. But his name was Micah. But his name was spelled with at least 3 I's.
If it were up to me, Kelly, I would be in the ocean right now, you know, tickling a humu humu nuku nuku apu a'a.
I can't pronounce his name or his last name because it definitely starts with a K-A-L. I think it's, but so we just called him
But that's
Kalikimaka.
illegal. Yeah?
Micah Kalikimaka. I think it was
Mikey Kalikimaka.
but just 'cause it's one of the only Hawaiian words I know that starts with a K. But I think it was like Kelikapakawau or something like that. I mean, I can read it and
Yeah.
still not pronounce it.
Oh yeah, those Hawaiian names. They just keep going on and on for you.
It's so many vowels.
It's beautiful.
And oh, I know, I love it. He was.
Let's end the stream.
I know.
Listen to this
We're
stream.
now ranting.
We're now ranting about Hawaii.
and it's
Calig, what have you done to us?
and he's not even responding in chat. So
Thanks a lot, Calig. We're ranting about Hawaii in like half brain senses.
no, I'm so tired. I don't know if I can write a video at this point. I probably.
You're gonna write the best Star Wars video you've ever written right now.
I do my best editing when I'm super tired and have consumed
Where
a little
there's
bit
a
of
whip,
liquids.
there's a way.
I don't do my best writing when I'm super tired or have had any amount of liquids. It's about knowing your vices and when they help you. But anyway, I'm so thankful for all of you who decided to join us. At one point, we had at least 7 people that I checked. We may have had more at some point, but I'm really thankful to everyone who watched Bad Batch with us. My opinion, better than I expected. Chrome's opinion, about par.
Yeah, about par. You know, impressed with the beginning, and then slipped into like a comfortable area.
Okay. So, but neither of us were disappointed. And
Not disappointed. Not disappointed in the
And I'd
least.
say that that's a victory because I was expecting to be disappointed. So, overall, very good. And I'm thankful to all of you who watched with us. But we're about to end it. So, I'm gonna sit here in my chair so I can reach my keyboard, so I can say thank you all again. And I'm really excited to share maybe some details they may have missed. Who knows?
Did you miss any details?
I've missed tons of details. I'm going to have to watch it several more times.
All right.
But in the meantime, guys, may the Lord be with you. now and forever.